Now, a lot of people don't make defensive transfers, but the FPL Force is here to help you out, my engaged knight. So in this video, we will be focusing on who are the best defenders to bring in Game Week 30. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying that piece of content, please hit that subscribe button. It really goes a long way in supporting me and growing the channel. Just for that, I decided to give you 50% off the FPL Force app. Just make sure that your YouTube is set public, and I have put instructions in the FPL Force's profile settings underneath the subscription tab, so you can make sure you see how to set your YouTube on public, and we can validate that as well, so you can get your 50%. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, let's start off right here just so we can get a good grip of who are the best defensive teams, so we know where we can get our assets from. And of course, right at the top there, we do have Arsenal. They have been leaking a few goals, but they've been steady there in terms of having the best XGC. Man City right behind them, of course, trying to catch up in the league and also get Arsenal, so their defense has to be tight, but it hasn't been all the best. Man United as well, for me, has not gone under the radar, but I think for a lot of people they have as well. I mean, they're not like a great all tight defense, and I'm not surprised to see them above Liverpool, whose XGC has been, doing really well in terms of improving, but they're still leaky, and that's why I can see them right below Man United. Right below Man United. And then just rounding off the top five in the best defense, you do have Newcastle there, who for me don't have the best of fixtures, so I wouldn't really be considering players from there. Because essentially what you want to do is you want to sort of have the best defense at the top there, and playing against teams who are in the bottom table, bottom five, really, bottom six of, even let's just say the bottom half of the table. So that's roundabout from like Leeds on the attacking side table, all the way down to Wolves. And you do have that with Arsenal playing against Everton, of course, Man City against West Ham. Man United's playing Aston Villa, who is also in the bottom half, so I guess it's not so bad. And then, of course, Liverpool playing against Tottenham. So, we basically have our picks there. So now let's go to those actual defenders, and let's see what the FPL Force has picked in terms of who are the top defenders. Gabriel at the top makes absolute sense. He is blanking Game Week 31. He is, I feel like, a cornerstone in our team, the spine, an actual needed just to keep up with the crowd, really. He's more so of your shield, your force shield pick. Then you have James there, not blanking in Game Week 31. Fixtures don't look so bad. Good fixture in Game Week 31 as well if you want to bring somebody in for a Gabriel or a Timber. Lewis Potter there, who's been doing really well when it comes to attacking. So I can see why his points are up. I just don't think he's going to play, considering he played in the he played in the FA Cup, as well as the fact that you've got Dango, and as well as Shada. And I just feel like he's just, for me, he's a great pick when he's playing on one of those wings. He could come in for Henry, who's, I said could, but I think it's going to be the one that actually comes in there. So if you do want to go for a Brentford pick, for me, I would look at Collins, knowing he's like a threat in terms of goals as well, aerial threat. So yeah, I'd rather look at Collins, considering that Henry's been injured, and Aya came in for him. So you did see a Collins, Vanderberg, and Aya there back four, along with Coyote on the right there. Timber, I think just like Gabriel, not a man to bring in, just a guy to keep in, and you can transfer him out later because that Everton game is really good. Virgil van Dijk there, along with Timber, they both had some great forms. I think Timber's picked up now, just as Virgil van Dijk has died down. Calafiori, he had a niggle from the FA Cup, so not definitely an option to bring in. And then we do have Gusto as well there, and Ballard, which are options which for me I just wouldn't consider. So let's take a look at who the top 3 options the FPL Force has picked, and we're gonna go there with the defense. Number 1, Hill, who's not even on this list, I think is a great option. He is playing Burnley, of course, so we are sort of targeting those teams with one of the worst attacks, of course. And then you've got number 2, Virgil van Dijk, who's another great option to bring in if you do want to go against the crowd and take out Gabriel, which I think if you don't have any value tied up in him, then sure, you can do that. But I think hold on to him considering the fixture that he has. But some of us have the option of bringing in Virgil van Dijk. If you have like a Munoz that you want to replace there, or maybe an O'Reilly, just so that you have a player playing in Game 31. The Tottenham game, I think, is still a good game. Then you have Coyote there. The FPL Force feels like he's another pick, a great pick, which, I think considering he has the long throws, makes absolute sense. Collins, that aerial threat would get on to the end of those long throws. So yeah, I think you get an assist there along with the clean sheet. That would be absolutely great, but they're not necessarily there for you don't necessarily get the clean sheets. They're not necessarily all the way up there. So I can definitely understand that in the sense of if you do concede, at least maybe Coyote could be the one that grabs that clean sheet, or not clean sheet, that assist for you, that attacking return, and possibly even bonus point, possibly. Never know. Never know. But while we're on the defense, what I would like to do as well is take a look at the FPL Forces goalkeeper picks, because don't want to spend a whole video on doing goalkeepers. But for those of you who are thinking of taking out David Raya, Petrovic right now, great entry point. I think very same reasons as the Hill there. He's also got an okay fixture. I think you can get some save points for in Game Week 30 with Man United. But this is the fixture really that works out for him. So if you want to take a punt and you are gonna wildcard at Game Week 32, Petrovic I think is a good one. Addison Becker won't be playing in the Champions League. He did have a niggle, but I think it might be a fitness thing and not necessarily an actual injury. So keep an eye out there, see what the press conference says, but he's also another great option to bring in there. If he is out a bit long term, then I think he's not a bad option to, not him, Mamadashvili is not a bad option to actually bring in. And then, of course, we have Leno there, who has Nottingham Forest now, but he has Burnley in Game Week 31. So a great option to also bring in. Even though, like I said, Fulham, they don't necessarily get all those clean sheets, but maybe he could be the best keeper to bring in for Game Week 31, considering, he could get some saves here and there, and possibly that clean sheet along with those saves in Game Week 31. So yeah, that's the goalkeeper picks. Did I mention I'm growing a community which I would love for you to be part of? And all you need to do is just sign up for a paid membership on the FPL Force app, which you can get 50% off of if you are subscribed to the channel. Would love to chat to you guys before, during, and after the actual game weeks. And I can also get in your questions, which I can answer to you right here on the actual channel. So please make sure you do that. Make sure your YouTube is set public. I have put the instructions to do that in the profile settings underneath the subscription tab. So please, would really love to see you guys in the community and chat with you guys as well. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, guys. So that is it for today's video. But if you are in dire need of a midfield transfer, or you're in dire need of a forward transfer, you can check out these 2 videos here. And if you're wondering what a wildcard and free hit draft looks like in Game Week 30, then you can check out that video right over here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.